Hey guys, this is Equestria Guy, and today I'm gonna be ranking all MLP Friendship is Magic season, from worst to best, all 9 of them. But this ranking is not gonna be, in my personal opinion. I'm gonna take all these ratings from IMDb website. I hope you're familiar with it. I've calculated the average rating of each and every season, and this is the results that I eventually got. Number 9, the worst season. It's season 8, with the average rating of 7.33 out of 10. I guess most people who watched the entire show agree that this is the weakest season of MLP. It's not bad, of course. Friendship is Magic doesn't have bad seasons, only bad individual episodes, tons of them, if you ask me. The worst decision made by the writers of this season was to introduce this new school of friendship. This school honestly makes little sense. The question that inevitably comes to mind is how they even built this school in such a short period of time, really. At the beginning of the first episode, Twilight was like, let's open the school. And 2 minutes later, the school is already built and ready. But this is MLP logic. Logic is not applicable here. I mean, we have cutie mark crusaders who don't really grow up throughout the show and remain fillies. Plus, I guess they have magic in Equestria, so magic must have helped to build the school, I think. Anyway, my biggest problem with this season is not the school, but the fact that main 6 become teachers in the school. They are all busy ponies. Rainbow Dash, for example, she's a wonderbolt. Rarity is a business pony with 3 boutiques in different parts of Equestria, and Applejack runs the farm. So she's pretty much always busy because there are always some chores to do when you run a farm. And these ponies, they just become full-time teachers. This honestly makes little sense. This makes no sense. I would honestly love to see some background ponies like Octavia Melody or Lyra Heartstrings as teachers. That would have been much better decision in my opinion. But we got what we got. Also, the worst rated episode of the entire show is here. If you wonder, it's non-compete clause. I kinda agree, this one is really hard to watch. Rainbow Dash and Applejack, they compete with each other, act like jerks and endanger their students. Why they just met yesterday and haven't saved Equestria together, like multiple times. I personally hate the episode A Matter of Principles more. It's the one where Discord fakes friendship mission for Twilight and her friends. He lures them out of Ponyville so Twilight with Starlight as a substitute principal. In Discord, he gets upset that he wasn't invited, comes to school anyway and starts creating chaos. What he does best, basically. He puts students in danger. Starlight banishes him from school, but at the end, he doesn't apologize to her, but she apologizes to him. It always makes me feel angry. But, of course, there were some really decent, some really good episodes in this season, obviously. Sounds of Silence is easily the best one. It introduced us Kieran's and especially Autumn Blaze. I love Autumn Blaze. I love her voice actress Rachel Bloom. Her voice is honestly gorgeous. Wish her character returned in season 9. That would have been pretty neat. Number 8. That would be season 6, with the average rating of 7.43 out of 10. Despite popular opinion, I actually liked the episode 28 Pranks Later. It was cool to see zombie apocalypse in the MLP world, even though it wasn't a real zombie apocalypse. I would agree though that some of Rainbow's pranks like Cranky Doodle and his skunk were too much. Or like Mr. Cake almost lost his teeth because she put a brink in his sandwich. That's kinda cruel. One of my favorite Friendship of Magic episodes is in this season. It's a heartwarming tale. It's just so perfect to watch on Christmas or New Year's Eve. Plus it has five, not one or two, five amazing songs. And my favorite song is Luna's Future. I love this song. I love the amazing orchestral arrangement. Never fails to give me chills. Other lovely episodes are Spice Up Your Life and The Times They Are a Changeling. I love the vibe of Spice Up Your Life, and I love these new Indian ponies, especially Saffron Masala. She has such a lovely accent. The Times They Are a Changeling delivers a great message. Maybe a little bit too trivial, but always relevant. We should always give the second chance and should never fall into prejudice. It's a great lesson. Unfortunately, there is one rotten apple in this season, and I'm talking about the Newbie Dash episode. This episode portrays hazing culture as something completely normal. The other Wonderbolts put Dash in all sorts of unpleasant situations. They even give her an offensive nickname, Rainbow Crash. Actually every Wonderbolt has a nickname. There is nothing wrong with that behavior according to the episode. And I think some people might interpret it in a really wrong way and decide that bullying is not that bad because Wonderbolts do too. Anyways, this episode just rubs me the wrong way, unfortunately. Maybe I'm wrong. Number 7. That would be season 3. 7.62 out of 10. This season was supposed to be the last one, but luckily it wasn't, because in my opinion, the best MLP episodes were all released post season 3. And Magical Mystery Cure, the last episode, wouldn't have been such a good finale, honestly. Too many unfinished arcs. Trixie's redemption arc or CMC's search for their cutie marks. The best episode to me without a doubt is Sleepless in Ponyville. It brings such a great message of not being ashamed of what we fear. There is nothing wrong in being afraid. How are we supposed to combat our fears if we can't even admit that we have those fears? Scootaloo realizes that in the episode, as well as many other people, I believe. Episodes like this is a foundation of Friendship is Magic. This is what makes the show truly great and so unique. Number 6. It's season 7. 7.67 out of 10. The highest rated episode of the entire show is here in this season. I'm talking about The Perfect Pair. The episode always makes me feel emotional, no matter how many times I watch it. And I watched it like 5 or maybe even 6 times already. I even learned to play her in my head like a catchy song on guitar. I usually don't like heterosexual love stories in media, but this one was outstanding. For this one I'm ready to make an exception. It is a bittersweet episode with a bittersweet ending, and Felicia Gray is really great as Pear Butter. Another great episode is A Royal Problem, because finally the whole episode dedicated to Celestia and Luna, and we finally get to see their mundane life, their routine, what they actually do, and what's waiting for the poor Twilight. The decision to bring the Pillars of Equestria back, who were gone for over a millennia, I guess. The decision was rather controversial. After that we had our main 6, regular main 6, and we had the Pillars of Equestria too. But luckily in the next seasons they were only used occasionally and didn't really play much role. They couldn't even help defeating Cozy Glow and the Legion of Doom. Number 5. That would be Season 1, the first one, 7.73 out of 10. This is the season that started it all, the very first one. It is hard to overstate how important it was to form a fan base. There would not be a fan base without it, in fact. The first season feels so different from all the other seasons. And it's not just the animation we're talking about. The animation, yes, is kind of worse than in seasons 4 or 5, and not to mention season 9, where animation was just fantastic. Soundtrack was different. Daniel Ingram used banjo a lot. Chet Atkins liked country and bluegrass soundtrack, which he abandoned in the later seasons and only used for the Apple family. You know, speaking of the best episodes, for me, it has to be Best Night Ever. Great finale for this season. But for many people, the best one is probably Party of One. But you know, if we think about it, Party of One is actually pretty creepy. You know, it portrays schizophrenia as Pinkie Pie goes crazy, thinking that all her friends abandoned her, and nobody wants to party with her anymore. Kinda creepy stuff. And before we move next, Winter Wrap-Up is a banger. Number 4. The last season, Season 9, 7.79 out of 10. What can I say about this one? I love it. Some people were disappointed, though, that Grogar was not a real Grogar, but Discord. However, I never watched the previous generations of MOP, so I don't even know who Grogar is. My favorite episode is definitely Frenemies. This one was so good. Humor, this banter between the villains. For the first time, the episode is completely dedicated to the bad guys, and it was great. The song Better Way to Be Bad is phenomenal. I love listening to the instrumental version. The arrangement is gorgeous, especially the violin part. Maybe it's cello, I'm not sure. Also, we learned that Chrysalis is the most evil one of them all, because T-Rex and Cozy Glow were so close to a redemption, but Chrysalis stopped them. The ending was good, really good. It always makes me feel sad and happy at the same time. When the book closes, you feel satisfied. You feel like an amazing story came to a proper end. Cannot imagine a better finale for Friendship is Magic. Number 3. That's season 4 with 7.87 out of 10. This season was amazing. It introduced 2 new characters that many people love. First, of course, is Maud Pie, Pinkie Pie's sister. She's probably autistic, but it's never really addressed in the show. But she has a lot of traits. Trust me, I know. The second character is Cheese Sandwich, who is voiced by Weird Al Yankovic himself, which is bizarre and amazing at the same time. I might not really like the opening of this season, but the ending was fantastic. The battle between T-Rex and Twilight was so epic. Still gives me some serious chills. T-Rex is a good villain. Each main Six Pony had an artifact that she was given when her element of harmony was challenged. You know, like when Applejack lied to Granny Smith, and the other ponies that the tonic by Flim and Flam brothers could actually heal, because it made Granny feel better. But at the end, Applejack realized that lies cannot lead to anything good, and she must be honest and sincere with others. In the final episode, all the artifacts become keys that help Twilight defeat T-Rex and save Equestria from his tyranny. Awesome. And yeah, You'll Play Your Part song is a masterpiece. Number 2, that's season 5, 7.90 out of 10. This season is my favorite. To me, it's peak Friendship is Magic. So many fantastic episodes put together: Slice of Life, Amending Fences, Made in Manhattan, Brotherhood Social, Crusaders of the Lost Mark. My favorite, the main attraction, which featured Lena Hall. And Lena Hall, she's got an amazing voice. The magic inside always gives me chills. Probably my favorite song from MLP. Or at least in top 2, because You'll Play Your Part exists. All the above mentioned episodes almost made me tear up. I love Moondancer because I can relate to her so much. She closed herself up from everybody else and just dedicated her whole life to study instead of spending it with other ponies who were once her friends. It's very relatable, like Ketra from She-Ra. Starlight Glimmer was amazing. Wheelin'. And the ending with time travel was great. Her redemption is the best redemption arc in the entire G4. Solar Tempest, you're cool too. And how can I forget about my favorite pony, Tree Hugger? You know, my ultimate dream is to sit by the river with her, smoke some equestrian weed, and listen to some psychedelic music. Just perfect. But there is one episode in this season though that I cannot stand. The episode is What About Discord? It didn't piss me off like Newbie Dash or A Matter of Principles. The episode was just so uninspiring and dull. One bad episode surrounded by absolute gems. And number 1, the best season according to IMDb. It's season 2 with 8.01 out of 10. The highest rated Friendship is Magic season. I can see why. It's like season 1 but better, bolder in almost every way. 2 great antagonists were introduced. I'm talking about Discord and Chrysalis. A Candlelit Waiting Part 2 is a masterpiece. First, this song This Day Area is simply phenomenal. Orchestration is phenomenal, and how well the voice of Britt McKillop harmonizes with the orchestral instrumentation. The fight between Main Six and the Horde of Changelings with this direct montage is probably my favorite action scene in the entire MLP. Other noteworthy episodes are Luna Eclipsed, Heartwarming Tale, and It's About Time. We don't talk about Mayor Duel though. Let's just pretend it was a dream. And that's it. Friendship is Magic was such a great show, and I watched it 4 times, and each time I rewatch I always find something new. Really wish Make Your Mark would be just as good, but unfortunately so far it's not even close. But let's remain optimistic. Hope this video wasn't too long. Thanks for your attention, thanks for watching this video, and have a nice day.